talking here, and we don't need other people commenting, and so they have to try to talk over them.
It's not us talking,
Please.
so don't look at us.
No, somebody was, I don't think.
Well, it wasn't us.
Go ahead, Betty.
I think that you answered the question. The person who does the workers' comp and calls the insurance company when somebody gets hurt, is that the treasurer in charge of workers' comp to call it in immediately to the insurance company? Is he the point
I
person?
believe that it has been set up that way.
Okay, so he's the point person.
We'll have to look into it a little bit closer.
So that way it would
Pretty sure.
be done within 24 hours, I would say.
Yeah, what's difficult is, well, say over a weekend, somebody gets hurt on a Friday
Well,
night.
yeah.
Somebody gets hurt on a Friday night.
Monday,
And then by Monday, you've had whatever department it is, like EMS and them, they're busy. They have to document everything they do.
Yeah.
But it's easy to get to something slip by, and next thing you know, you've got somebody that's on comp that's listed to be on comp that really didn't want to be, and it wasn't, and they shouldn't have been, but the time lapsed. That's what the problem is.
So
It's only 7 days.
Yeah, I
I
think
know
it's
it
probably
seems like a
making
lot, but
people
it's not.
very mindful, because
Yeah.
it's very expensive, my past experience,
You
it's
just
very,
have to have
very expensive.
The individual department heads need to handle that. They need to be on top of their people and what's going on.
And then the point goes to the point person to doubly make sure that it's been called in?
Correct.
Okay.
And that, I believe that is the treasurer that's handled that through HR.
And I just have one more question. I was driving around this weekend and there's there's some bags on the roads. Did
Somebody-
anyone tell you that?
Paul told me, have you picked some up too? And so,
Well, I really could.
I don't know if they got put out
Because they were like
afterwards.
big
yeah,
bags.
I don't know if they got put out afterwards or
If
somebody
they
had
were, I saw
picked up
people
their road.
I
Yeah,
saw
don't know
people
what.
actually picking up and doing bags.
Right.
And I'm trying to think of what road it was on, but.
We had so many people
Go ahead,
help for
Mary.
cleanup day.
Yeah, so yesterday they were doing it, just so that maybe you can make, if they're small bags, I'll be happy to pick them up. If they're huge bags, probably not so much.
Right. You have a question, Ian?
I'm done, thank
In
you.
regards to the candidates tonight, have you been successful in getting in touch with Mr. Torno?
I think you saw a number of volunteers out there that didn't work for the town, that weren't on the road crew this weekend.
We had 6
To
volunteers,
answer your question.
local people that
So
went
that
around
means-
and picked up the trash
But
and
that means
did
you
a good.
you weren't
good-
able to get in touch with him.
We didn't need
I
him.
was told that they weren't gonna go out.
Are you, as a selectman, and Mr. NATO as a selectman, able to get in touch with him when you need to?
Do you want to answer that question?
Go ahead.
No, do you
You want
can
me
answer
to?
it.
What? I never had any trouble yet, no.
Can you call Mr. Torno and get him, talk to him on the phone? You have no problem?
There is
I
something
don't
that
call
I
that
do
off.
need to bring up.
I don't call that often, but
I've just been to so many meetings for the last couple of years, and I've never met the guy. And he never comes to his budget things, or he never comes to anything. And I realize the people vote him in, but you two are the boss.
no, not directly.
And who's the boss? I could go fire up?
That's-
I pay
He's
taxes?
independent because he's voted in.
I know, but even
Who
though he's
pays the
voted in,
bills?
somebody has to be in charge of somebody. Who writes his check?
Well, that's the only thing we've got on him.
Good, I hope the hell you aren't writing anymore. What the hell, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. You've been trying to get this guy to come to a meeting for a couple of years, and he doesn't show up. I think the fact that he wouldn't even volunteer to help pick up the town tells you something.
Well, you said the key word, Mary. That's a volunteer position, and if he didn't feel like helping, we
Right.
got people who did. We took care of it, and we did a good job.
Correct.
So we didn't need him. Fine and dandy.
But he
And
didn't
it's,
even answer a selectman's phone call.
no, he did not.
Can I answer, Mary?
I'd like
You
to
could
let
Is that 1 minute?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You go
Can
on.
I just want to give an idea.
You can if you'd
You
like.
could get
I would like to
You
say
could
something
get
too.
some kind of
eventually.
a thing to change that person isn't elected. You could try and get it passed that we don't elect that person for the roads, that we in fact hire that person. You
Right,
could
but-
get something going to change that.
I mean, you could elect me as the road commissioner, and I could, you can pay me all the time, and
Well,
I
that's
can
what
say
I'm
I did work, but I don't know
That's what I'm
anything.
saying, Mary, if you wanted to start something,
No, I
you
don't
could
wanna start,
change
no,
it.
I don't wanna start something
No, I
like
don't mean
that.
that.
I wanna see in this town, some people step up and take responsibility for the mistake that the people of the town have made by voting him in.
Can the chairman have a comment now?
1 minute.
The chairman will take as much time as he wishes. I'm sorry. What I was gonna say, I did have occasion to speak with Tommy. Was that Friday morning? In the treasurer's office, last Friday?
Yeah.
Or was it Thursday? I think it was Friday. And he informed me at that time that his phone had been broken.
Mm-hmm.
So my calls didn't get answered. I made a couple that week. And that was what I found out about it.
And the way,
Yes, I did volunteer. Yes, I did run around with my signs on my
You
truck.
sure did. You did a great job, and so did Mr. Neto.
And so
And
did Mr. Neto.
actually, so
As
did
well as a number
candidate
of
Betty
others.
Harris Howard, candidate Chip
Yeah.
Barlow. Everybody did a great
But
job.
and I will say to the public right now, I'm ashamed that we pay people money in this town to do a job, and we pay them well.
his phone's working fine.
And it would have been appreciated if we'd have seen them step up and volunteer. It should have happened, but I'm not gonna tell, it's not my job to tell them what to do in that case.
Well,
That's all I have to say. Mary, go ahead.
His phone's working?
Okay, I heard that.
Okay, his phone's
Thank you.
working. I just don't understand how, even if this wasn't about the road, if it was about someone that was in here and stealing money or something, you guys would do something about it. I don't know what I'm missing, what's so funny.
No.
I don't understand.
It's the position, it's the way the position is set up, Mary. That's the
They're an elected
problem.
position.
Betty, you don't know what that, you don't even know anything about that position. Because what you're saying is farthest from the truth.
He's right.
If you knew anything about that job, then you'd know what you're talking about. But right now, you don't even know what you're talking about. Because the selectmen control the purse strings from the road commissioner.
Yes, I know that.
And state law is, before a project starts in your town with the road commissioner, he's supposed to go before the select board, explain that, put a cost out there, what it's gonna cost. So for you to sit there and say,
That's
you
the
know, he shouldn't be elected, they should appoint him and all that has nothing to do with that position.
I said that.
I heard what you
they
said.
Change it.
Why would you want to change it? Because there's laws already in place for that position. It's because the selectmen don't have the backbone to go against him. It's plain and simple as that. Because they should know what he's doing for a job in town. Do you know what he's doing this week, Royce, for a job?
They're not doing much because the money's pretty low.
But do you know what he's doing? Don't you think you should know? His budget's almost $1 million a year. The selectmen,
Somebody should be willing to come to the board and speak about it too, shouldn't they?
Why would
Should it be
you-
me, should I have to spend all my time chasing down the road commissioner? Shouldn't he come in? Shouldn't it be a voluntary thing? where
Wait a
we
minute,
work
Royce.
back and
Wait a
forth?
minute.
if he doesn't come in, don't write his
Royce.
check.
Debbie, I'm talking.
Sorry.
Okay? What did you just say?
I said, shouldn't it be a voluntary thing where we both work back and forth? I've tried.
Yes, it should,
Okay.
it should, yeah.
So,
And most of the time, if I've called on the phone, I at least to get an answer on that phone. This week I couldn't. He said his phone was broke. I believe the man was right.
how about the week before that?
I don't
How
know.
about the week before that one?
I had
Royce,
spoken to him twice.
Royce, listen to me, okay? I'm a businessman. If I have a subcontractor that's on a job working for me, I'd check on him, see what he was doing for the job. Because if somebody complained about that job, that's your name on the line, right?
Okay.
You're the one paying him to do that job.
We've got
So
you got two selectmen.
I don't care if you have
You
six.
don't have the usual three.
Okay, I don't care if you have 6.
The jobs still have to get done.
Okay, listen.
There's a whole town to oversee here, not just a road commissioner or just every little complaint.
Okay, Royce,
There's a lot
listen.
of things that have to be looked at.
Listen though. Tom, how long has Tommy been in here as road commissioner? There's
Yeah.
been no oversight since he's been elected. And I didn't come here for a pissing contest with you two. But there's 2 of you in charge of the town's money. So when he submits a bill, you don't even know what he did for that job. Because they probably put coal
I
patch
know
or
it's
something.
written on the paperwork.
Okay. But do you actually see what's going on in town?
I've seen people out on the roads working.
But you don't know. He should come here and tell you what's going
As
on.
far as being there every second, I know, it's impossible for anybody to do.
Okay, so he should be at a meeting. He is the only road commissioner in Lebanon's history that didn't go to a selectmen's meeting every week. I know, because I used to go to the selectmen's meeting for 20 years. And I sat in on them. And I saw what happened. He's going on 2-3 years without even going to one meeting. That is up to
I
the
won't
select.
say that because I happen to have seen him I saw him at a budget committee meeting a while
One.
back. I've seen him at
One.
I've seen him at other meetings
No other
with
meetings.
the selectmen.
I never met him, it's been 2 years,
So,
I hit
I don't
Monday
know,
and
I don't
Thursdays.
remember all the details, but,
No,
no,
not,
I won't say he
Not in a
hasn't been
year.
touch. I'm saying he could be in touch more.
Everybody
As far
always
as I'm
says that.
concerned, you're asking me my opinion.
Okay, and I'm telling you my opinion, because everybody always says, well, he's elected, we have no say-so over him or anything else. The bottom line is, the selectman has say-so over
He
him.
does have a set of laws in the state of Maine that he can go by.
Exactly. And
So do you.
also the selectmen sign the checks. So if he doesn't come to a meeting, you call Tommy up and say, Tommy, this is Roy Heath, the chairman of the Board of Selectmen. I haven't seen you for a while. Come to a meeting, or you're not getting paid next week. And you know what? I'll bet you he'd come to the next meeting. Do you have balls enough to do that, Royce?
Do they get paid every week?
Yes, well, every 2 weeks.
Is it legal you can hold somebody's paycheck like that?
Oh, yes,
Legally?
yes.
Can you hold their paycheck?
Legally, he has to go see the selectman and tell him what he's
Yes.
gotta do. So
Right.
why is he gonna go do work that the selectman didn't approve of?
Right.
I'm just asking.
You
if
know
Well,
you
I'm just telling you,
legally
because you're running for
hold-
selectman, you should know the laws of what goes on with the selectman's seat.
Royce isn't the only selectman here.
No, they ain't, there's both of them.
Okay, Paul, you're also a selectman. Do you understand what's going on and why the people are so upset with Torno? Or are you upset with them too?
A lot of people are happy with the plowing and
Right.
sanding.
Right,
And they overlook a lot of other things.
right.
that's right.
That's where I stand right now.
Do they know how over budget we are on that plowing and sanding this year?
I beg your pardon?
I said, do they know how over budget we are on that plowing and sanding this year? Cause I do.
We're close.
No, we're more than close.
I mean, we've had a bad winter for snow.
We did.
Yeah.
But do you think Mr. Torno, having a position where the people in town elected him, should be at some of the meetings you asked him to be at?
Maybe we should talk it over with him, okay?
We've also had $300,000 cut off that budget in the last 5 years.
Well, I don't find the roads in this town like super, so.
People are so unhappy with it, there's
I'm
a
not
chance of
asking
another
for
90,000 this
Yeah.
year.
I live on a dirt road, town doesn't maintain it, okay? I just don't understand,
I live on a tar road that's in worse shape than any dirt road in the whole rest of the town.
True.
And I challenge anybody to come down and take a
alright,
ride.
I'll come down and take a look at it.
His is the worst, his is worse.
We're not-
Maybe you should
we're
call
not-
your road commissioner and tell him
Maybe I
about it.
Maybe you should change your name.
I hope you can't believe it, I haven't spoken to him about it once or twice.
But you guys have to work together as a team and approach him. I have a private meeting with him. I don't know if you can do that or whatever, but just say, Tommy would like to talk to you.
He shows up.
What is he, rob or something? And like,
Did you
you're
say
afraid
that,
of?
Betty?
Well, that's the whole thing.
I'm sorry, but you sit there and you got the audacity to accuse me of not doing something like
I
that.
am not
And I
accusing you of
probably-
Nobody's
anything, Roy.
accusing you of
At least
anything.
half a dozen times in
There
the last
isn't
4
one
months.
person here saying that you didn't do it. You did do it, and I know
Really
as a
don't
fact
care.
that you did do it. Yes, you did do it, Royce. After the candidates' night, he was sick. You went to his
Right.
house, and they told you
I
he was.
didn't go to
Oh, and don't forget he
I
was
don't have to go
busy
to
for
something.
You
Betty.
understand that we're not just talking to you. There were 2 selectmen here trying to get the other selectmen involved so maybe he can help you out or something, or work together, or call him himself. Any other ideas, Paul? Any ideas to get in touch with them?
Well,
Did-
get in touch with him, that's it.
Do you know where he lives?
I think I do.
Paul, you know everybody in this town, remember? They all vote for you. You must know where Torno lives. and the rest of his family.
Has anybody got anything else they'd like to add to this conversation?
Yes, we are not attacking you, Royce. We know what you did.
I'm sure you're not.
Don't tell us that we're attacking you.
I didn't say you were attacking.
Okay, because we're not.
Let's,
We're asking Mr. NATO if he could possibly do
I'd
something.
like to move on to something else. Is there anything else?
Yeah, potholes. I'll follow you home so I can see your road.
I get some questions. If you're all done with that subject.
Yes, go right ahead, Chris.
The first question?
Is it questions or complaints or?
Well,
Got 1
If
minute.
we get complaints, we've got some forms we need to start filling out so we can get this stuff handled
when I say something, Royce, I'd rather tell you to your face, to Paul's face, instead of writing it on a piece of paper. 'Cause that's the kind of guy I
Write
am.
it down.
He made us fill out the papers, wouldn't let us talk about it.
I was just wondering what we pay our treasurer.
What do we pay the treasurer now? It's around $20 an hour,
no, 18,
18 something?
$18 an hour?
wait a minute, hang on.
I have the book with me.
What's an ordinance violation?
We don't even have an ordinance to violate.
19.
$19 an hour.
Yep.
Okay, how about the deputy clerk? What do we pay her?
Which one?
The deputy clerk.
Okay.
Deputy town clerk, I guess you call her? Yep.
$16.25 an hour.
We have 16, I think.
1650.
Oh, $16.50.
Okay. So, call this a comment, whatever you want. I was in, do they punch a time clock
No,
when they come to
No,
work?
Nobody does that works for the town of Lebanon that I know of.
Okay, so what time do they start? What time does the town hall open and everybody
Depends
starts?
on what.
What's that?
7 in the morning.
Yeah,
7 exactly?
sometimes-
Set far.
Sometimes they're here earlier than that.
No,
But
wait a minute.
One is to get the doors open and stuff.
Good? Oh,
Well, we get,
It's closed one day.
yeah, I know that.
They open 7 Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thursday, they start at 9 to 7, and Friday, they're back to 7 in the
We
morning.
start at
Okay.
9 on Thursdays? They start
Because
open at
this
9 on
is- this
Thursdays?
is what I
Thursday's, wait,
asked you.
Thursday's not right.
No, they open at 7 o'clock on Thursdays.
No, they open at 9.
They do? They open at 9?
they stay open late.
Oh.
Okay, so last Tuesday I was at the town hall at 7 o'clock, okay? There's one person working at the counter, Dale, okay? Jordan shows up at 7:05, okay? So that's 5 minutes late for work. He's got his skinny jeans on and a t-shirt. Is that how you represent the town, coming to work like that? Like you're going to trains for wing night?
Yeah, maybe he was going out that night.
There's no dress code that I know of, and I shouldn't even answer these questions. If you've got a complaint about an employee, write it down.
I'm just asking.
I don't
Royce.
care whether it's a
not a complaint.
treasurer, I
I'm
don't
just
care
asking.
whether it's a treasurer, whether it's me, whether it's whoever, Chris. You've got a complaint, write it down.
Okay, so then-
That person has a right to be here and hear a complaint.
I'm asking the selectmen.
You'll
7:10,
get no comment.
7:10, the deputy clerk shows up, so she's 10 minutes late.
No, we're going into a whole different thing here.
Why is this a whole different thing,
It
Royce?
needs to stop.
Why
You're
is-
talking about individual
If it was
employees.
me, I would have got the
Okay.
gavel already.
And you're complaining about them. You've got a form right there. Everybody else in town is doing it, is